Record this one. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's your host Shades here, Shades and Trades. We're going to talk about budgeting. A lot of people don't budget. A lot of people don't budget their account. They have 100K, 200K, 50K. They have an account size 5, 6 figures, but they don't budget. Here's what they do instead of budgeting. What they do is they take their entire account and lump sum it in a risky stock, hoping to get rich quick. Oh my God, Sybil is up 13%. I slapped that ass this morning, guys. I don't know if you're in the Discord, you saw that. I slapped that ass. I literally woke up and I'm like, I'm just gonna slap that ass because this thing is gonna run on the small account challenge because I'm doing a 100% win rate on Nvidia challenge and a small account challenge. So literally at open, I was just like, I'm just going to slap that ass. I don't give a fuck. I know this is going to run. If there's war, cool. Sybil benefits. This is easy money. You'd have to be dumb not to buy this. Crystal, if you're watching this, Crystal, I'm very disappointed in you, Crystal. Because you've been around my channel long enough to know, like, this is how you grow your account, buying these penny stocks when they're cheap. So that thing's going to run, and it's going to be beautiful. Nvidia calls, I've been pounding the table on those. That's going to be beautiful too. We're about to make thousands of dollars. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, patreon.com/shadesandtrades. This is too easy. I don't know why it is easy. It just is. I don't know. It's just easy for me. It's too easy. I don't know why. I wish it wasn't this easy. Somebody gave me a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So budgeting. So if you have 100K and you have a list of 3 stocks that you like, let's say you like Nvidia, Sybil, and Bitcoin, you don't just go, hey, I'm going to lump sum all 100K in Nvidia. Or I'm going to lump sum everything into Bitcoin. What you do, well, you wouldn't be able to with 100K, but you get the point. What you do is you split it based on risk. So we know that Sybil, being a penny stock, is one of the riskier stocks. We know Bitcoin is volatile, and I would put that as the second riskiest, so I'm going to move it up. Oops, why can't I move you? Why can't I move you? Okay, there we go. So let's move up. Let's order this by risk. So Sybil is the riskiest, Bitcoin second riskiest, and Nvidia, why are you not moving down? Why is it doing this to me? Can I not? Okay, I guess I can't. I thought I could order them. Maybe I don't know how to use this. Anyways, the riskiest is Sybil, second riskiest is Bitcoin, Nvidia is the third riskiest. Wait, did I get that wrong? No, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Okay, so you have 100K, Sybil is the riskiest because it's a double zero penny stock. Bitcoin is volatile, second riskiest, Nvidia is the third riskiest. So you have 100K, you don't want to just be like, oh, I'm just going to go 100K on this double zero penny stock to try to get rich quick. Or you'll end up like Polish Girl. You know what? Here's the story of Polish Girl. Polish Girl, what she did is she has 600K to trade with. She bought Rigetti stock at the top. It dropped 50%. She lost 300K. Because she was greedy and she had no budget. And then she lost that other 300K, and then she got, from what I heard, she borrowed 100K from Daddy. So now she's in the stock market again with 100K to play with again. So until she learns to budget, she's just going to keep blowing up. Because I don't know what kind of stock she's playing to be able to lose an initial 300K and then another 300K on top of that. So budgeting is very important. If you're not budgeting, you're just going to destroy yourself. So for example, Sybil, you would want to only trade with 10K. No more than 10K per Sybil trade. That leaves you with 90K. And now you take that 90K and you budget it between Nvidia and Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the second riskiest, you would only want to put in like 30K. And that leaves you 60K for Nvidia. The reason you do this is because Nvidia, and I should get my whiteboard here. Yeah, you guys have no idea. I got stories for days. There's people that have blown up. They joined the Discord. They blow up their accounts being greedy and stupid. And then they leave and they cry. And then they go borrow money from a bank or from mommy and daddy. I wish I had a mommy and daddy that could give me 100K. I wish. All right, so we know as of right now, this is the whiteboard. I'm going to grab the whiteboard. Let's add some text in here. And so Sybil, Bitcoin, and NVIDIA. So your budget, you have 100K, right? 10K maximum for Sybil, 30K maximum for Bitcoin, and 60K maximum for NVIDIA. So there you go. Now you have budgeted your account for these three different stocks. Obviously, if you have like 20 stocks that you want to trade, you might want to reduce that to like a couple of stocks, like 3 to 5. You want to have 3 to 5 stocks in your watch list that are your bread and butter. That comes with experience, but you'll know like what your bread and butter is. Like my bread and butter is Nvidia and Mora and Sybil. I have a 100% win rate on all three because they're my bread and butter. I know them like the back of my hand. I've been trading them for years. So you kind of have to do the same thing. With experience, you will find what your bread and butter is, what your setups are, and accordingly, you want to budget your 100K account, and that way you don't blow up. You know, if it doesn't work out on Sybil and you blow up 10K, whatever, you still got 90K. In fact, 60K here on NVIDIA, if you make 10% on that, that's 6K. So, I mean, and then you do it twice, that's 12K. So you just made back what the 10K you lost on Sybil and 2K plus profit. If you were to do the opposite and be stupid, this is what people do. They're stupid. This is what people do. Let me show you what people do. They don't do this shit. Here's what they do. They do the opposite. I'm going to put, 90K. I'm going to put, oops, what the hell happened? What happened? No. I don't know what just happened there. Okay. So here's what people do. They have an account of 100K. They go Sybil maybe 90K. If not really, they're just going to go all in. But that's just for the sake of math. They go 90K on Sybil and then Bitcoin like 0 and NVIDIA 0. And then, some other shitty stock. 10K on that. Some shitty, like super shitty stock that they think is going to go 10x and they'll make 100K. Woo, my account just grew from 100K to 200K and Sybil's going to go to the moon and I'm going to have $1 million. Woo, right? This is how greedy people think because they don't know any better. So if they get fucked here on Sybil, they lose 90% of their account and then they only have 10K on their other shitty stock, which is also probably going to drop, and now they have an account size of 0 or less than 10K at best. You see that? So it makes a huge difference to budget your account so that you don't blow up. That's budgeting saves you from blowing up. You want to put most of your money on. Oops, come on. What is? There we go. You want to put most of your money onto the safer stocks, the blue chips, and then you can go in with 10K, 15K, or whatever on Sybil. Obviously, if you have a $500,000 account, you can go riskier, right? You can go 50K. Sybil, 150K Bitcoin and 800K NVIDIA. And again, even if you blow up on Sybil, and let's say you blow up on Bitcoin, that's 200K you just blew up. Let's hypothetically, you make 10% on NVIDIA, that's 80K. You do that 3 times, that's 240K. And you just recovered and then some. But if you do the opposite, you're just going to blow everything up, right? So it's risk management. That's what it is. It's smart risk management. So yeah. Let me see. So hopefully that's a good lesson for people. Do not, if you'll find your stocks that are your bread and butter, and you will learn how to trade them like the back of your hand. You'll know the setups. Your confidence will be so high on those, and your conviction will be so high, and you'll rarely lose because you know the stocks so well. And again, you shouldn't be trading like 10, 20 stocks. You should have a list of 3 that you know very well. Better to be a master of 3 stocks than a jack of all trades, basically. So yeah, that's account budgeting 101. People don't do that because they go into the stock market. I'm going to go all in because I want to get rich quick and retire and not work tomorrow, basically. And that's greedy, and that's why people blow up all the time. So that's why you never see me blow up. You're never going to see me blow up because I just showed you how I budget. Like Polish girl didn't do this. She could have just put 600K on Nvidia at 130 and held, and she would have she would have made a lot of money. Like, think about that for a second. Imagine being Polish girl with a 600K account. You take 10% profit on that, you make 60K, right? That's more than two McDonald's. That's more than two McDonald's workers who actually have to, wake up in the morning, get in their fucking red shirt or whatever, red polo, wear the hat. They got acne on their face. They got to drive their shitty, beat down car to McDonald's. And one employee from McDonald's has to work, 2 years to make that same 60K that this Polish girl could have made just by buying 600K worth of Nvidia, something blue chip, something safe that goes high over the long term, and just taking the 10%, 60K, and she did that just clicking buy and clicking sell, doing fuck all. Meanwhile, there's some poor kid who's over there with the acne, acne kid, has to drive their shitty car, has to deal with, rude customers telling them, motherfucker, I didn't want my fucking fries cold. You better go over there, you bitch, and make me some fucking hot fries with no fucking salt. Because McDonald's customers can be rude. I know, because I worked at a McDonald's for like a week, and then I was like, wow, these people are assholes. I'm leaving. Because it's usually the people who, wear cum socks and have cheese Dorito dust on their fingers, extremely fat people that are just really miserable and rude who go to McDonald's. At least the one that I worked at, which is literally right down the road. But I only worked for a week there because I'm like, dude, I'm going to punch one of these fat fucks. If they keep being rude, like, I'm going to fucking sock these motherfuckers. So I quit before I fucking murdered a fat fuck. So yeah. So I know what it's like to work. And it's just ridiculous to me that people come into the markets with like 50K, 80K, 300K, 600K. And they're so greedy that they rather go all in on something stupid and lose it all than just taking the 60K, which I just showed you that 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old has to work like 2 years just to make that same amount. And I don't think people think about this. They don't. They're just thinking money, money, money. I want to get rich quick. So there's the lesson. And this is why I tell Gen X. Gen X has an advantage over millennials and Gen Z because Gen X, they've already been there. They were born in a different time. They had to work hard to save up their money. They had to work. There was no AI. There was no machines. There was no computers. They were born in a time where that didn't exist. They had to work for it. So they have a lot of patience. They know, like, I don't want to blow up. I did not work 40 years to fucking blow up. So they play it safer. They tend to be smarter in the stock market because of that patience, because patience is your edge. So there you go. That's the lesson on budgeting your account, why you should budget your account. And this is why I do this, because I just don't want to lose. I don't want to go back to McDonald's, motherfucker. Like, I don't want to go back to McDonald's. So yeah. Well, I wouldn't go back to McDonald's. I'd go to DoorDash, I guess. But yeah. So that's account budgeting 101. People don't do this at all. If you ask someone, hey, do you budget your trading account? They're going to be like, I just take setups or I just follow people on social media. That's another thing, is social media is kind of like poison. It's poison. Social media is poison. Didn't some guy get killed? Charlie Kirk, he got killed. Why? From what I heard, and I don't know if this is true, and I don't want to get political. This is not about politics. I just want you to think about what I'm going to say. People are very easily influenced by social media because they pull out their phone and they just go to the same forums, the same websites, and they just get, they let it poison their brain to the point where they decide, hey, I need to go, I need to go to a church and shoot people up because they're in the wrong places of the internet, in the dark places of the internet. Like, the internet can warp your mind and it can influence you, which is why I don't follow other YouTubers, which is why I don't really, use social media, which is why I'm not really on Reddit, which is why I don't really... I kind of just use the internet for trading at this point. Like, I don't really go to other... Like, I don't want to be influenced and poisoned like that, if that makes sense. Especially nowadays, because with the propaganda for the left and right. So the point I'm trying to make is social media, ignore it, focus on you and what you can do, and you will be a better trader for it. Because some people, they want to go to social media and jump into other people's plays, and that's ridiculous. So those are my thoughts. I know that sounds crazy that I'm saying that social media is poison. social media can be beneficial if you're using it right. But if you're, letting it poison you and warp your mind into thinking like, oh man, I need to go all in. I need to go all in because I'm going to miss out. Because everyone's saying I'm going to miss out. I need to go all in. And people are just that easily influenced, unfortunately, because people aren't socially literate. They're very illiterate when it comes to social media use. So yeah, those are my thoughts on social media. This is probably a whole nother video. Social media. Use it to your advantage, but please, don't let it warp your mind. Don't let it like change how you think. Don't let it like get to the point where you're kind of like, man, I need to go all in, or else I'm gonna miss out because everyone's saying, everyone is buying calls and I'm not. I'm gonna miss out, and then you buy calls and everyone gets destroyed, including you. So do not let social media Don't let social media use you. You use social media. Or just don't use it at all like I do. I just don't bother. When you go out in the real world and you meet real people, it's very different from the propaganda that you'll see online. That's all I gotta say. And remember, people on social media, they're not on your side. They're not your friends. They'll pretend to, so that they can leave you holding the bag. So always go in with that mindset of skepticism and err on the side of caution if things look too good to be true. A lot of people get scammed because they don't think. They just kind of let their mind they let themselves get influenced very easily for some reason. Again, this is not about politics. It's just about social media and how many people blow up their fucking accounts because they don't think for themselves. They let other people influence them. So yeah, budget your fucking account, man, and use social media responsibly. Which I know it sounds like I'm comparing it to alcohol, but a lot of people, if you take their phone away, they go crazy. They start getting the shakes, especially Gen Z. They can't live without it. Like, that's crazy to think about it, to compare it to alcohol like that, but that's the reality. You take people's phone away and they go nuts. Like, they start getting the shakes. Like, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Oh my God. You guys think I'm kidding, but I'm not. So, use social media responsibly. Budget your account, and you're gonna be already head and shoulders above so many people in the markets, because a lot of people are just very, very stupid. If people were very, very smart, then there would be no such thing as people blowing up their accounts. But people do blow up their accounts. That's because there's a lot of stupid people. And if you're watching this video, clearly you're not one of the stupid ones. Clearly, you're not stupid. You're smart enough to, hopefully pay attention and not blow up your account. So there you go. That's it for this video. As always, hit like, subscribe, budget that account, use social media responsibly. I'll see you guys in the next one.